Hello, my precious people. It's Iris. I would like to share a true spiritual experience I had. That's how I experienced it in 2011. And it's published in my new book. Actually, my book that I wrote, I think it was published in 2012, called Celebrations and Ceremonies for Wisdom Keepers. I love this true story. I hope you will too. And it certainly reflects why I am an avid peacemaker, always have been, and always will be. Thank you for sharing this true experience that I had. Thank you for allowing me to read it. Inner voices of wisdom, the grandmothers speak. The inner voices began at night on Friday, November 5th, 2010, during the full moon in Taurus, as I drifted into meditation and sleep. One might guess, as I did, that perhaps it was the Native American flute music that I was listening to as I relaxed into a peaceful night's sleep that prompted the voices of the grandmothers to come. One might also consider, as I have, that perhaps the rants and raves I go into when I see TV exploiting women, sex sells, may also have played a part. I also recognized my pissy, sassy attitude and comments about children being targeted by our consumer superhighway and being exploited to be cool and fit in with just the right mandatory stuff was certainly up and running. Perhaps their visit was related to my deep contemplations about how my soul aches when I see both children and adults hypnotically glued to TV drama and violence, and then wonder why we create so much drama in our lives and why kids must confront bullies, violent wars, and sexual abuse on TV and in real life. Perhaps the grandmothers came to mirror my sadness about how bored, tired, entitled, and uncreative so many children and adults seem to me. Many say they are bored with the same old routines, while their lives seem to spin faster and faster toward who knows what. Yes, I believe that the grandmothers came to speak to me in my meditation, sleep, and dream time to confront my deepest concerns within my everyday life. Like an eager student hungry for answers and solutions, I was ready, willing, and able as my pump was fully primed for their wisdom. As store-bought as it sounds, their voices came into my awareness as the beautiful flute music faded from my iPod. I heard the faint heartbeat of a drum in my mind, accentuating their words as the drum brought rich feeling between the spaces between their words as they clearly spoke. And while the psychic or telepathic messages I receive are often a combination of voices, visual images, and feeling tones mixed together, I will do my best to portray the passionate messages of the grandmothers. I felt somewhat startled as the voices changed when different grandmothers spoke. Some with creaky old lady voices, and others had a strong resonant quality that gave me goosebumps. After each one spoke, the distant drum was heard until the next one spoke her piece. Some of the wisdom contained beautiful metaphors and humor that at the time of this writing have now escaped me. Perhaps they will come to you as you share their inner wisdom and hear the grandmothers speak now, which is printed in italics in my workbook. Who will tell the teaching stories to our children? Where is their sense of their roots, their traditions, and their culture? Where are the ones who will take their places within each tribe? Can they, will they, create and share the teaching stories that impart important wisdom? How can oneness and equality outshine the materialistic mine is better than yours mentality? It is clogging minds and separating hearts. How can we all move beyond comparison and competition when the current systems breed it, like strangling weeds out of control? Where are the traditional dances that bind us as a people? and allow us to move into our wild and instinctive sides? Where are the wild dances that quiet the thinking mind and ground us into the present moment? Where are the traditional songs that give us our voice and our people their voices of harmony and loving universal expression? Where are the traditional chants that repeat words of truth and hypnotize us to claim what is good and true? Who is holding the babies close while they sleep or singing lullabies of comfort and love? The babysitter? We doubt it. Who will whistle a joyful tune and teach the ways of light-hearted work? Who will teach the children the truth of who they are and are not by acting out different character traits in a playful way for them to see? Who will teach the masses that freedom is found in discipline? Where are the stories of peace to inspire peace upon the sacred earth, mother of us all? Where are the real lessons of war, the heartbreak, the death, and destruction of our histories and our peoples rightfully presented in truth? Who will listen and learn from them as if they are real? For many nights the grandmother spoke, and as I listened, my soul seemed to cry out, yes, who? Who will? Where are? When will? And how will? I shared their longing for answers. I understood their universal concerns, and I resonated with their passion for change within my whole being. I noticed I was having a hard time sitting still during the daytime as I looked at the obvious lack of personal traditions and rites of passage in my own life. I realized that most of my rites of passage were reflected in my inner work as an adult, generally appreciated only by myself and maybe a best friend. Oh, how I wish I would have been better in creating more special moments of honor and celebration in my loved ones' lives. I felt that this caused the grandmothers to point their fingers at me. Then I saw my grandmother, Edith Mellon, in my mind to take her turn. With her pointer finger of power in my face, she reminded me to treat other people the way you wish to be treated. This was her serious, absolute golden rule, so universal and timeless. This grandmother also held the honor of being the most grateful person that I ever knew. The grandmother's voices and spirits felt strong, relentless, and serious, and I felt my oneness with them as they continued. Who will create and officiate the rites of passage and honor the events that change our lives? Who will call the elders and community to come? Will they make time and actually show up? Is it time to move beyond the outmoded traditions of most religions and their empty rituals? Is it time to claim a universal spirituality that joins us all as members? Is it time that our global family runs all governing bodies, just as the sun naturally governs night and day in silent harmony? Will our prayers for unity within diversity be heard? Will the hearts of the busy people respond? Where are the wise women who must teach our young women that their bodies and minds are sacred treasures to be committed to in love and respect? And where are the wise men who must teach our young men that their bodies and minds are sacred treasures to be committed to in love and respect? And that receiving the love and respect of a woman is an honor, not an entitled privilege. Who are the honored men and women? Will they come forward to assist in the healing of generations of rape and ownership of women and children? Our perennial lessons are at our feet as our Mother Earth quakes with the strain of overpopulation. Our perennial lessons are in the air as Father Sky chokes from the pollution of earth and can barely breathe? Where are the way showers who will teach the people rituals of intentions that honor and bless all of life as sacred? Where are the teachers who share an unrestrained joy of learning? When will we claim that we are all teachers and students and know that even the crude and ignorant have their teaching stories to tell? How can we bring us all together in some decisive way? When will the goodness of spirit that animates all of life be the primary religion? When will our religious leaders become humble and appear ordinary, like Jesus or Joan of Arc, Mother Teresa or Gandhi? Who will bear witness to the truth in silent splendor? Who will dare to openly inquire about the motives of generations of exploiters and torturers in the name of God and of country? As the grandmothers spoke, their tones were passionate and pleading. Some would literally wail and some would cry. As I actively listened, I felt the questions were not only directed to humanity of the absolute complete earth, they were directed to me personally. Each day I felt haunted by their questions. Who, why, when, where, and how? As they spoke again, when will the people of earth love and honor each other and therefore learn to honor themselves? What will it take to bring peace and equality to the earth people? A global war? A global catastrophe? Or will they merely melt into a vision of oneness perpetuated by the lessons of a harsh history of learning? Perhaps a vision of oneness inspired by the harmony of nature, the harmony of the sacred cycles, and the harmony of the spheres will awaken us all. Now is the moment of power. Now is also the moment of reckoning. Where are the way showers who will teach the people rituals of life affirming intentions that honor and bless all of life and living as sacred? Will they come forth? Will they be wearing Armani? We doubt it. Will the way showers be heard by the people while the ancestors pray? It is to the voices of the ancestors and the grandmothers that I write and share these suggestions and thoughts. I will listen. I will speak as a grandmother. The grandmothers and I both knew that their visit was personal, and I knew it was that they expected the fruit of it to be personal, universal, and practical. Their support felt endless and strong, like a big cosmic supernova of blessing swirling within the power of universal truth. After many nights of restless sleep and listening and writing, I began to feel complete and had 2 nights of sound and restful sleep. Thank goodness, and I did. Thank you so much for sharing this story. It is a true experience that I honestly had, and it is printed in my Celebrations and Ceremonies for Wisdom Keepers, which is my workbook that I wrote and published in 2011 or 2012, and it will certainly be available free to everyone who is part of my Honoring Events School. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your thoughtfulness in taking the time to listen. I trust some of you are the answer